How are you, everyone? Dave Brown here with the New Populist. Thank you again for joining me. We have one of my favorite people, Prigozhin, the head of Wagner, once again saying one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Now, I've said in my previous videos that it's very clear by now, at least I think it's clear, that this guy is just trolling to mess with the West and see what we will buy. But apparently, some people still take him seriously, which is why he's continuing to say these ridiculous things. And one of the problems we have is that we want to believe that the Russians are irrational, that the things they do don't make sense. They're impulsive, they lack control. And that's why they're a threat because they don't behave like a rational nation state. So that's what we want to believe in the West about Russia. And Russia knows that. And since Russia knows that, they feed into it. And it's not just Prigozhin who's trolling, it's also Medvedev. He is the former president. He was the guy that Barack Obama was caught on tape saying, wait till after the election so I can, negotiate, more with Putin. Medvedev is not crazy. So why is he on Twitter saying crazy things or Telegram? Because it's a propaganda effort. He's pushing that nonsense at the West, knowing that many people in the West will believe it. Recently, Nikki Haley announced her presidential bid, and she appeared on CNN, and she mentioned the fact that the Russians might invade Poland. And where did she get this idea? Something that Medvedev said. So the Russians understand they can throw out this nonsense and it'll be gobbled up by the West. Again, because the West wants to believe the worst about Russia. So, what did Prigozhin say that is absolutely ridiculous? What did Putin's cook say? Right. Well, let's start a few days ago. He said that the Russian high command had ordered Russian soldiers to lay booby traps for the retreating Wagner troops in the rear. And Prigozhin said they caught them planting these mines, these bombs. And when they said, "Why are you doing this?" They were told he got orders from the top. So apparently, the Russian high command is trying to kill Wagner troops with these bombs, these mines. Does that make any sense? Especially considering it didn't work and they were caught doing it? Absolutely not. And then he said just recently, this is really crazy. He said that Russia might nuke their own territory in Belgorod because he said that the Russian troops were being pulled back because maybe Putin might have it nuked, a tactical nuke in their own country, in their own oblast in Belgorod. Why? Because of these cross-border raids by the Ukrainians. Were these huge cross-border raids? The first one got blown up and they all retreated. But there's a few more. They had four guys take a picture on a road in Russia about a mile from the border, saying, "We're on our way to Moscow. We're gonna conquer Russia." Now, people have to remember the border with Ukraine and Russia is 1,100 miles long. It is impossible for even Russia or anybody to defend that border. And Ukraine, they have weapons, they have intelligence from the West and NATO. It was always an inevitability at some point they might try to cross into Russia for psychological purposes, not because they can seriously take territory, just because they want to embarrass the Kremlin and spook the Russian citizens on the border. So that's why they're doing it. So the idea that they were going to drop nukes in Russia is preposterous. But here we have the Daily Mail saying it. And if you're saying, well, no one's taking this seriously, look at the comments. Look at the comments. They're saying, oh, I wouldn't put it past Putin to do this. He might just nuke his own territory. Are you insane, man? So again, this is why the Russians are doing it, because idiots in the West keep on buying into it, despite the fact that it is complete nonsense. So, what will Prigozhin say next? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because it couldn't possibly be more ridiculous than this last comment. But we'll see what he comes up with. That's it for now. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.